And legends tell about a big hairy man that roamed for many years throughout their land. White men laughed and said these legends weren't true, but now old Bigfoot has made man a fool. Bigfoot roams throughout his forest land, feet twice the size of any man.
What year did Bigfoot become known to the people?
I think Bigfoot's been known to the people for a very long time, dating back to the 15 to 1600s with the Native Americans.
There's some insane number of Native American words for Bigfoot.
Oh, yeah.
Sasquatch is just one of them. There's a bunch of them. There's a bunch of Native American words for this one animal that's fake, but all the other words they have are for real animals. They don't have a bunch of dragons.
How did you become interested in Bigfoot?
I think throughout history, I've been interested in different types of folklore and cryptozoology, and I can't do this if you're not taking it serious. Probably about 10 years ago is when I became interested in Bigfoot. I started watching shows and started to realize how detailed they are in Native American culture, and that there probably is a possibility that they could be real.
Along with findings and stories from the Native Americans, Bigfoot was really first known to the public in the 1950s and 1960s. What is Bigfoot's appearance and where does he get his name from?
Well, I think that's a loaded question in terms of, if you're talking about an adult, I think you're ranging anywhere from 7 to 8 feet. It's covered in hair. It is bipedal. I think that's an important fact as well. I think the name Sasquatch comes from Native American culture.
Have you ever had any personal encounters with Bigfoot?
Feet twice the size of any man.
If you were to go searching for Bigfoot, where would you look?
I think the most obvious place that I would look is the Pacific Northwest of America, the western side, like the Pacific coast of Canada and into Alaska.
I had one occasion
So here
where
is
marbles went missing in the
a
small
guy
teepee
who
that I was leaving them in.
he basically
And
well
one
ignore
of them
that.
came back. So, but the issue I have with that is that possibly I didn't see it.
So this
So
guy
maybe it was there. I didn't see it. I came back and looked again a week later, and the marble was there. And that's kind of what I chalked that up to, because
so he
marbles
has
have never
this
changed.
he has this marble experiment
They're
that he'll talk about here, and here it shows his marbles and
orientation. They've never changed.
So the whole thing with his marble experiment is basically that this guy, he set up a bunch of marbles like on this tree stump or whatever, assuming that Bigfoot would come take them. And he had them out there for 2 years. And then one day there was an update on it, and basically the one of the marbles were moved, but then he went back like a day later and the marble was back. So he basically just thought that it was, he just didn't see it. So
You
it just
suck,
didn't work
Rowan.
out that well for him and his experiment. Why do you believe Bigfoot is in hiding?
I don't think it's in hiding. I think that's a misnomer of people's thought processes. There's reports all the time that people see them, hear them, interact with them, but that kind of goes into the whole lore feature of a Bigfoot, of it being around for such a long time. I think that there's a potential that it has some abilities that you would not think of it having, like cloaking, for example.
What is it? Some kind of cloak. Well, let's see then. Put it on. Whoa!
Where it can disguise and hide itself, and its hairs work in a certain way that makes it a little bit less visible. So I think it's out there. I think it has been seen by individuals. It's just not, excuse me, it's just not confirmed within the science community.
All right. What does Bigfoot eat?
It eats deer, rodents, and other small mammals. I don't think it necessarily attacks
You can hear him yelling.
aggressively like humans, but I would say definitely like deer is probably the biggest mammal.
So you've gone to say that you believe that if there were a personal encounter with Bigfoot, he would not eat
I don't think so. I think it would try to scare you off first. Almost territorial like a bear, where they would be vocal in their territory. And but I don't think, I'm not saying if it wasn't threatened enough it wouldn't attack you, but I don't think on the surface it would attack you.
I just have one that you'll be 40 seconds long.
No.
It's just,
No, go.
it's just interview.
Go.
What is the Yeti in relation to Bigfoot?
I think that they are long lost distant cousins. I think the Yeti has been is like the same species of as Bigfoot. It just happens to be in a different area. For example, in Asia and Himalayas and in that sort of area. And I think since they're the same strain, or strand I should say, I think that they have evolved to their environment, where the Bigfoot is more in these densely populated forests. The Yeti tends to be up in mountains. So the Yeti has adapted to be white compared to the Bigfoot, which is brown, to make up for those differences of their environment that they're living in.
Bigfoot is a friend of all the wildlife band. He feeds a little raccoon right from his hand, while the old chipmunk sets a chattering on his knee. Happiness blinds him,
What?
so he scarcely can see.
Okay. What is the plural way of saying Bigfoot? Would it be big feet?
No, Bigfoot.
So, if there were a pack of Bigfoot, you would just say there's Bigfoot out roaming. You wouldn't say Bigfoots or big
It's
feet.
like deer. It's like deer. You say deer, I see a deer, there's a herd of deer, or whatever they're called. It would be a Bigfoot and a group of Bigfoot.
100 men or Bigfoot?
Bigfoot.
Scientists believe he's a missing link.
What is that?
People think
That's a
that he's
Bigfoot!
extinct.
It's a
Others
Bigfoot!
say
He just stole his
something
bike!
about
No way! No way! He
but
knows
listen
how to
to
ride.
Bigfoot.
Wow! He knows how to
A
ride.
mournful scream.